Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting.
Dreaming dreams no mortals ever dared to dream before. Good morning, afternoon, or evening as the case may be, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to...
Nintendo.
That's right. Welcome to Eternal Darkness.
You too will come to understand fear as I have.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it does appear that we're back with another series. And this time, it's going to be Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Doesn't it now? I find that this is a game that a lot of people heard about, but not a whole lot have actually played. So let's just jump straight in, shall we?
Flesh, bone, bound together with the oddest magical incantation. This wretched book is where it all began so long ago. Before time, before humanity. I am Dr. Edward Roivas. I am a clinical psychologist. I am also dead. This is not my story, nor even the story of the Roivas family. It is the story of humanity. Like it or not, believe it or not, as you will. Your perceptions will not change reality, but simply color it. Humanity has been on the edge of extinction for 2 millennia, ignorant of so much and dependent on so few. The Guardians grow restless, their time once again near. Whether by fate or misfortune, my family has crossed their path, and they didn't take kindly to it. Their attention turns to my granddaughter, for she is the last of my line, and the last hope for humanity.
Ooh, green. Uh-oh. Never mind the green. Ouch. No, go away. Well, I'm already having fun. Uh-oh. Oh no. Ghost. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is 3:33, some may say, the witching hour. A time where the most paranormal activity takes place.
Hello?
Miss Alexandra Roivas?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Inspector LaGrasse of the Rhode Island Police. I'm sorry to disturb you, but there's been an accident with your grandfather.
I'll be on the next flight out.
Ah, Miss Roivas, I'm pleased to meet you. I trust you had a pleasant trip?
Yes, I suppose so, considering.
Yes, my condolences. This is most unpleasant. It's a shame we couldn't meet under brighter circumstances.
Yes, it is. Can we get this over with, please?
Of course, this way. But I must warn you, it's not a pleasant sight. I'm afraid there's not much to see. Miss Roivas, is that your grandfather, Edward?
Yes, it's him. He's wearing our family ring. I don't understand. Why are you showing me this? Can't you check dental records or something? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. It's my job, lady. You're the only living relative, and no, we can't check dental records. There's no head. Now, none of this makes sense. There's no sign of intrusion, and there was certainly a lot of force used here. I have never seen anything like this in my 20 years on the force. We have no evidence except for the body, and what's left doesn't say much. Ugh, we don't have a single clue.
Well, you better find out who did this. I'm not leaving Rhode Island until you do. There must be some clue in this old mansion revealing what happened. I want answers.
So do I. I wish I had some.
2 weeks later. Shocked by her grandfather's mysterious death, and frustrated at the incompetence of the local police, Alex vows to uncover the truth. She decides to search the mansion, the place where Edward conducted his research. If there was a tie to his past, and possibly a tie to his murderer, it would be here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a severely overweight Max Payne aside, we're left with our heroine here, Ms. Alex Roivas. And Ms. Alex Roivas has just gotten herself into a bit of a pickle, hasn't she? Now, this game, as we shall see in a few episodes, takes a good deal of inspiration from the Cthulhu mythos. But having said that, let me curate you through this game. A beautiful carriage clock. By the way, that noise you just heard, it's gonna become annoying real quick. The hands appear to be stuck, yet the clock continues to tick, with the time permanently set to 3:33, the witching hour. There is a key at the back of the clock, presumably for winding it. Should Alex look at the key? Well, yes, of course. Alex picks up the desk clock and pulls the key from it. However, there is something odd about the key. It isn't for winding it at all. It looks like a dresser key. And there's our first discovery, a dresser key. Terrific. Now, like I said, this game, it's known by a lot of people, but it hasn't been played by a lot of people, which is why I decided to, like I said, curate you through it. Portraits of the ancestral Roivas line the foyer walls. Their faces reveal a dark, brooding edge. There is something about each one that gives the viewer an unsettling feeling. Now, as you can see from the layout of this manor, it, well, to anyone who knows anything, it kind of resembles the Silent Hill Manor. But having said that, let's go explore. Exploring's fun. A wooden plaque is fastened to the door, taking the place of the lock. A colored sigil is carved into the wood above the wide slot. The slot is just wide enough to insert a narrow blade, a blade that we do not have. And there's a fire. Let's see, there's a fridge. There's nothing in the fridge, obviously. There never is. I told you that noise would get annoying real quick. A grand piano stands here, awaiting the hands of a decent musician. Unfortunately, Edward never really lived up to that description, and as such, the piano fell into disuse. There really isn't anything in this room aside from a very important thing right here that'll come very handy later on. The illustration features a collection of strange line designs related to each other in a cyclical manner. There appears to be some significance to it, but it isn't particularly evident. It will become evident soon enough, Ms. Roivas. Now let me take you through the rest of this mansion and see if there's anything we can uncover. Locked. Now, if you guys know anything about this game, it's that it was one of the first ones to pioneer the sanity mechanic. Sneak, sneak, sneak. The sanity mechanic, of course, being something prevalent in a lot of survival horror games these days, but this was among the first. However, unlike in Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, etc., your character simply doesn't take a gun to their face and blow it off once they go insane. No, the game starts messing with you once the sanity meter starts going down. And only then will you start taking damage after it's been depleted. Now let's see here. This looming grandfather clock seems to stand ominously in the corner, gazing on this empty room with an almost patriarchal air. Use these buttons to adjust the clock hands. Should Alex do so? I don't see why not. Now we've already seen 3:33 twice. So let's set the clock to the witching hour. There we go. Ooh, an entire mysterious secret passage opens up, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder what's in there. Probably nothing of importance. There's a pulsing book, but we'll skip over that for now, won't we, Bunny? A small shrine of candles. Thank you, whispering voices. Their placement appears to be very deliberate, matching the etchings on the table and the wall's illustration. The candles are unlit. A diabolic drawing of a stack of human bodies, each one cemented into place. What twisted psyche could have executed this drawing? Though disturbing, it is meticulously rendered down to the subtlest detail. The precise anatomy of the fractured bones and convolutions of spines and ribs entwine into a mesmerizing sight, ladies and gentlemen. An ancient Roman weapon, a gladius. It is on display above the fireplace mantel, another token of eclectic junk. So let's pick it up. Yay! This is a bizarre drawing of a cyclopean city, its immense architecture bathed in an unnatural fog. The detail is incredible. As Alex studies it, she can almost imagine the city's inhabitants. A painting of a jungle-shrouded building. It seems to be a temple in Asia, perhaps from Thailand or Cambodia. This looks like some kind of mask. The face is serene in composure, with a faint hint of a smile tugging at the corners of the mouth, and eyes closed in deep meditation. And what are you? This Gothic cathedral is silhouetted against the stark light. The image is vicious and devoid of subtlety. Every brush stroke echoes the spikes of the architecture, imbuing a violent feeling, as though the building itself is a harsh imposition on reality. A grim picture, indeed. An aged page set inside a glass frame hangs on the wall. An insane scribbling covers the page, incomprehensible to Alex. Perhaps if Alex had some kind of tome, it could be deciphered. Well, I wonder which tome that would be, ladies and gentlemen. Would it be this one? Yes. A large, leather-bound antique book rests upon the cluttered desk. Should Alex read the book? Well, of course, but as I said, ladies and gentlemen, this game takes a lot of inspiration from the Cthulhu mythos, as we shall learn later on. But this, I'm guessing, is the analog of the dreaded, the infamous Necronomicon. So let's read it.
I had no knowledge of what was to come, nor did I care. How the knowledge changed me, it will also change you. As you read this, you will come to learn fear as I have. You too will come to understand, or you will perish. To think that once I could not see beyond the veil of our reality. To see those who dwell behind. My life now has purpose, for I have learned the frailty of flesh and bone. I was once a fool. Where is quies candamest? Where is conservandi? Facusatis aquae sumat, et animus eorum confirma. Pugna huis, dia sit modo prima multarum, si inceptum conficiamus.
Quam primum, Centurio Augustus. I would like to compliment you once more on your battle tactics. Our enemies did not have a chance. Do you believe that it really exists, Centurion?
I do not doubt our Emperor's beliefs, or his orders. But if we are to retrieve the artifact, then we must be strong and patient. Come to us, pious Augustus.
that note, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you in suspense. We'll rejoin Pius Augustus very shortly to see his chapter in this book. I thank you for watching. Give me a like, share, follow, comment, subscribe, whatever the case may be, and I will see ya!